Hello everybody, Calamity here, and we have a replay from the Overwatch University subreddit. It is a gold tank, a hard stuck gold. And they have a VOD here for us on Samoa. So we're gonna read your post first and try to address your questions and concerns, and then we'll head into the replay and we'll see where you can improve. Let's begin with your post. I've been playing tank recently and have been able to get out of gold. I was trying to play Jungle Queen, but found her to be a little too squishy for a tank, so I switched to Orisa. I'm sure all the Jungle Queen mains that might have stumbled upon this video just batted their eye at what you just said there. I find that I can't kill the other team's healers, so I usually just end up mindlessly shooting the tank, but they always get healed. I find that whenever I push up, I get destroyed, but whenever their tank pushes, they get showered in heals. I was wondering what I can do to improve and how to get rid of the enemy team's healers before I deal with their tank. I already know my aim's pretty bad and am hoping for more game sense tips to get better, but feel free to comment on my aim. I don't usually comment on people's aim when I do VOD reviews because it's something you constantly practice whether you are realizing it or not. Because every game you're aiming at, well, if you're playing Orisa, every game you're aiming with your gun, and therefore you're practicing it. But if aiming is something that you think is holding you back and you want to practice it, quick match, death match, Baxta, or ZHTD8. I have a video of that workshop code if you just want to shoot at some bots just to practice your aim and to practice your javelin throws, which, by the way, is a very, very crucial part of making a play with Orisa. So let's address what you said here. You said that I find that I can't heal the other team's healers. Yeah. That's gonna happen because you're not a dive tank. If you wanna be a tank that loves to just dive the backline and go for the healers like that, then a character you want to learn how to pick up is Winston, Diva, Doomfist, or Hazard, just to give you a few examples. Basically just dive tanks, right? Orisa is not a dive tank. You are a hold the line kind of tank. Very stationary. It's very hard for you to push up. You don't have a lot of mobility. You have zero verticality as well. So getting anywhere is going to be very hard for you. And your gun, while it can be very lethal at times, it loses its lethality with range, right? That's why a lot of people distance themselves from Orisa. She can't really do much if you're, let's say, a Pharah in the air flying around, or let's say you're a Widow, shooting from the backline. Like, how are you going to deal with that as Orisa, other than just pray you get a lucky javelin throw, I guess, from across the map or something? But that's not ideal, right? So you do identify Orisa's weakness in that you can't really deal with the backline. That's not really something that's going to present itself to you. It would be nice if you could, right? That's like saying, man, as a Ryan, I wish I could just charge into these supports and get a pin kill right off the bat. And that would be great. Same with Roadhog. I wish I could just hook one of these supports and do my one-hit combo and then just kill them immediately. In an ideal world, yeah, we would love to kill the supports. Is that always going to happen every game? Absolutely not. Supports, it's like, let's say they have a Mercy. What if that Mercy knows exactly how to be constantly on the move and constantly hiding herself from your LOS? Not just from you, but from your team's LOS. And she's just power boosting some other DPS that's really putting pressure onto your team. How are you going to deal with that? You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, in an ideal world, yeah, let's get the Mercy. But how can I get to her if she's constantly just hiding and this DPS she's boosting is just, such a threat? I can't get close. You know what I mean? So what I'm basically trying to say is that we would all love to take care of the healers, but is that always going to be the option? No. A good piece of advice I've seen from another very popular coach, I'm sure a lot of people know, Spilo. One of his tips is never to really focus on a particular role or a particular character all the time. Like, just deal with what is on your screen. And for you, that might be a healer, but it also might be a flanking DPS. But let's go ahead and get into the game and see how this plays out. I've been yapping enough. I'm sorry about that. I do that a lot in these videos, and just trying to answer your questions is all. So this is you. Got your BattleNet name here. We're gonna do this, and let's go ahead and begin. So Orisa, as we said before, she's not really nice mythic weapon, by the way. She's not really a dive tank. So you saying you want to kill the back line, while a cool idea, very hard for you. What can Orisa do? He's really good at just holding the front line, like I said. You have a lot of buttons that basically help you with this. Fortify, javelin spin. The javelin throw is your big playmaking ability. You gotta land those. That's how you're getting those really important picks with Orisa, because it's not gonna come from your gun.
Brigitte at your service.
All right. Well, I mean, it will come from your gun after you land the javelin, but you have to land the javelin. Does it really sound like that? This gun? I never knew that. So right here, this is a mistake. Why? If you want to like pause the video and try to answer this genuinely before I give you the answer, feel free to do so. Because the answer is you gave up a good spot to put yourself in a compromising position. You might be saying, I'm taking space. I'm on the point. Isn't that what the point? Well, sorry, that's a weird way to structure that sentence, but you know what I mean. First of all, the point is not even available right now, right? It's 10 seconds until it's available. With that 10 seconds, you could have secured, excuse me, a better spot on the map. And that spot is not down here. We don't want to play down here. Why? Because the high ground, all it takes is just people just shooting on you from the high ground, either from here, right? Or someone going on a long, peak this way, and it kind of just send ducks. This is not a good spot. Now, if you're asking, okay, what would be a better spot to push then? Up here. Contest this. Push into their team this way. But let's see how this plays out. See how, like, you're on the low ground, kind of don't really have a good angle on anybody right now. Like, yeah, you're kind of just existing, and then what did we do on the point? We just lost the space anyways. Anyways, but yeah, there's a Genji pressuring you, so I can understand the fortify here. This is fine, but keep in mind you just blew all your cooldowns. So right now you are, as soon as this fortify is over, which it's about to be, you are kind of a sitting duck right now.
The objective
Okay. I mean, that's a nice try with the javelin. I feel like that fortify wasn't really needed, but if you're just trying to stay alive, that's fine. It's unfortunate. I mean, that's just your Torb playing way too forward. You guys are down your healers right now, I think. Yeah, one of them's still coming out of spawn, and one is... Where was your Brig? Oh, your Brig's barely just getting here, so that's more of your Torb. That's not really your fault. When you're going a certain direction on a map, no matter how condensed it is, try to at least experiment, gamble, whatever you want to call it, other lanes. Because you have been trying this area where they are all at for the past, I don't even know, like, what, 2 minutes into this replay now? Almost 2 minutes. But a minute and a half. We'll just say you've been trying for the past minute to push through this this point right here, and it's not going well for you. So what should you do instead? Have you tried pushing here? What happens if you push this way? And then you force their attention away. Right? You said you wanted to deal with the healers, right? What happens if you go this way? Push into this Kiriko or push into this Juno? See what happens. Or, like I said earlier, push this way. What happens? I don't know. Maybe that Rhine does go up to you and starts charging you, but you do have Fortify, you do have Javelin throw and the Javelin spin to help mitigate some of that damage. Maybe you push out a different direction. Maybe you can make some space for your team. If you want to get more creative, I don't know how good this is going to be. We could go down here and go like this to the point. The point is that there's multiple ways to get to this point, not just one singular way. And we need to stop trying that one singular way where we're getting just pounded by the other team right now by just loads of damage coming your way. And we end up falling here. All right, let's go next. There is nothing stopping you from going on even just this. Even just this would be huge for your team. Why? Because it's going to force people to look this way, and they won't. At least not even if you just get 1 or 2 people to look this way. That means that's less pressure going to your tracer that's about to pop out this way, or your brig or your torb that want to go through main. Like, try to split the pressure of the enemy team so it's not all focused going in one direction. Luckily, it looks like they're backing off here. But hey, we have a cast here that's isolated. This is the perfect time to javelin him into this like railing here and just try to secure that kill. This is your opportunity right now. Unfortunate. Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if you javelin spin into that and cancel it just to get closer. Nice try. Too late on the javelin spin. Nice try. Honestly, it's not a crazy idea if you just want to forget the Rhine and you want to go for the backline. You said you want to go for the healers, right? This is your opportunity. Javelin spin or just hold forward. Go around. Try to mess with this. I mean, someone else on your other team is also doing it. What if you helped your tracer right now? Could you guys win this fight? Maybe. I don't know. But maybe we'll also win this fight with Ryan. I have no idea. Well, let's see how this plays out. Okay, we have our ult. We have javelin spin. We can make something happen. I would immediately be trying to go for it, by the way. Like, your ult right now. Because, yeah, you guys flipped the point. Great. But no one has died. Like, we have full pressure from the other the enemy team coming at you real soon. We need to make something happen. Seriously, you could have also just parasurged and interrupted that high noon. Or javelin it. Nice, okay. You still have your terrors? Well, too late now because we used our fortify. Why didn't you want to use your ult there? You had an opportunity to hold the point for longer than 7-ish%, and you didn't want to use your ult. There was multiple targets that you could have gone for. Maybe not the Rhine, but there was a bunch of other people. I know Suzu is a crazy ability to have to contend with, but still, go for the play. We'll never know. But what we do know is that you ended up dying here, and we have ult still. See, can your team hold? Maybe. Let's see. Torb used an ult. Okay. They used an ult, and they used another ult. Nice try. Okay, good kill on the Genji. But yeah, they got the point back. See how hard it is to just land consistently shots on like threats that can move around really fast with Orisa because you're not hit scan? Yeah. Tell me about it. It's rough. It is very rough. Like, that's not even an aim thing. That's just like... Well, I guess it is an aim thing, but try to be a little bit more predictive of where you think the enemy is going to go. That's my best advice I can give you if you're struggling to aim more consistently with Orisa. It's like Kiriko, right? Like, Kiriko also has projectile, like her kunais also have travel time when she throws them. So you don't always just aim her kunais exactly where they are. You kind of try to be a little bit predictive with it. You kind of try to aim, where do I think this guy's gonna, or guy, or girl, whatever, is gonna go, and you try to aim in that direction. You still have your ult, by the way, and we have Kitsune. I know we're trying to get healed right now, but let's make something happen. Please don't all Justice Rhine. Please don't all Justice Rhine. You're lucky that Kiriko, I think she was, I don't know if she was there already or she TP'd to save that Rhine, but you end up getting lucky with that Terra Surge. Good shots on the Juno.
I will strike you all down.
Slow down with the javelin a little bit there. Kind of like, I know you're like kind of in the moment, kind of heated a little bit. Needed to take a second there just to analyze what's going on before we throw that javelin. Again, that's one of your best cooldowns for playmaking. And good kill in the cast.
Dead or
Okay,
alive.
good job getting the point back with your ult. And Kitsune. Let's see how you hold it. Or this right here is a mistake. Why is this a mistake? Same reason I told you the first time you were here. But you already have the point. Why are we here though? Like, we could have pushed up here. This is such a bad spot to be in right now because again, low ground. They have this Genji's gonna be on the high ground and he's gonna be able to throw shurikens at you and your team. Well, Tracer's right there, but we need to not let the enemy team just walk to the point for free. Now, I'm not saying, oh, you got to play all the way up here and hold your ground. No, I mean, you could still meet them here and be like, hey, you're not getting to this point without getting through me. Force them to have to use cooldowns. Force that Ryan shield to have to be put up earlier so it takes damage sooner. Force Juno to have to use the speed ring. Force Suzu to come out already. Force Dash, flash nades, whatever. Like, force cooldowns to come out. And then once you start feeling, okay, like they're pressuring me, pop a fortify, pop a javelin spin, and then we can start backing up. I still wouldn't back up to point either, by the way. I would still like back up like here, just so that we're not, on the low ground. Like this right here, huge mistake. Huge mistake. Like we just let them, all of them, except maybe the Genji because he's fighting your Tracer, but we just let most of them come back to the point for free. And this is not just you. I kind of want to point this out to a bunch of tanks in general because I hate it when they do this. I hate when tanks just say play point, or they get mad at their team for pushing up or pushing to the sides and they're like, where are you guys going? I'm just going to stay here on point. You need to take space. That is your job as a tank. That's like your second biggest priority. Your first biggest priority is to not die. You're doing a good job of that by, right now. But your second priority is to take space. Valuable space, that is. You're taking the space, but this is not valuable space. Up here, like, we could be up here fighting this Juno, fighting this Kiriko right now. We're just sitting on the point, letting them like, okay, come meet me on the point, I guess. Right idea. Okay, good job getting the Kiriko with the Tracer. Okay, good job denying the Deadeye. Okay, luckily you guys hold this, but do not go back to that point and just sit there again. That is a bad idea. After you guys win this fight. You can keep fighting that, Ryan. Or if you want to go for the Juno, that's fine too. This fortify is a waste. I guess because you saw the charge. I guess that's not a waste. My bad there. I won't give you flack for that one. Okay. I would pop fortify immediately, by the way. Just in case. Okay. See, what you did here is better. You see how I still wouldn't have backed up to the point like this, though. I still would have backed up, at least be on level ground, not, go on the low ground. But you had the right idea to hold them here. Look, they had to use abilities just to get to the point, and now they're at the point, and now they're like, oh, shoot, my stuff's on cooldown. That's good. That's what we want to see. You just misplayed this a tiny bit by going back to the ground like this. We could have just held here. You have cover. And you would have sight lines of these supports, and you wouldn't be giving up valuable space. That's a very hopeful ult from your Torb, but alright. Fine. Ouch. It's like obviously I have the ability to see everybody's ult. But do try to have a tiny bit of like ult awareness. Just realize like, hey, I haven't seen this Ryan shatter this entire round. He probably has it, right? So that was a crazy charge. I don't know if you actually calculated that or what, but hey, looks like they're gonna get it. Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, that was a close round, to be fair. Like, that might suck that you lost that, but hey, that could have been that easily could have gone either way. We just needed to be aware that hey, this Ryan has shatter, and I should probably try to save my fortify or just try to play behind a corner off to the side so that his shatter has a higher chance of missing me. But yeah, so far I would say lack of just like trying to make a play is what cost you that, at least in the beginning, because you were just again for like the first minute or so, you were just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna go down here, and you just get melted, and then you go back, and then you go back, like you back up, and then you go back in. Like just try to play the map, try to play other sides. You just see what happens. You never know. Maybe you catch someone off guard. Maybe you catch a flanker, and then you get a pick, and then now you guys can push through the main or something like that. Don't be predictable. All right, let's go to the next round. Let's see how this plays out.
Ready for
All right. This map, same thing. You have options to play with. We don't always have to just go main like this. I mean, you could also, in theory, go just going to this right here. You could play in the middle. Might be scary because we can see this, they're all here now, but I'm just talking about in general, right? You could go this way. You could have gone the long way around with your Torb here. Maybe you guys take on that Genji. I don't know. Like, there's always options. Okay. I mean, yeah, this is pretty messy. I wouldn't be trying to fight this Ryan because, like as you said, he is getting healed, and that is the case here. But what you could do is just try to off angle, try to go for someone else. Don't just run into the middle of the point with no cover, because as soon as this fortify runs out, you're gonna get melted. Maybe. See, you went off not you went on see you went on an off angle here, and you got to do some serious damage to the Juno. Or sorry, excuse me, the Kiriko. Probably gonna have to pop a Suzu, pop a TP. That's a win. We just needed to do that faster, right? Without the whole I'm gonna shoot this Rhine and fortify in the middle of the point play. That didn't really do anything. Okay. Nice try. It was a nice try. You had the right idea, just again, just need to do it faster. Okay. Yeah, we're going the same way again. Like, I understand though that these maps tend to be very condensed, but you do have other options, I promise. Nice. Okay. Nice try with the javelin on the Juno. This right here. Do it sooner. What you just did, do it sooner. Not this whole I'm gonna shoot Ryan in the point. He ain't going down. Forget it. Because you also have flankers on your team, right? You have a tracer. That tracer's probably not shooting that shield either. Maybe the Torb's turret is and Torb himself, but yeah. Not a lot of people are gonna help you win the shield war, so to speak. What you did here is the correct play. If you forced out TP, fine, that's great.
step back.
Now, as soon as we get rid of this Rhine that's in our face, we can go for somebody else. Or as soon as he backs off, right? Like he's backing off right now. Not a crazy idea. Just literally 90-degree angle your turn. Go back to this Kiriko. Go back to or start shooting this Juno. Whoever. There's your time for the supports, or even this Genji who's I didn't even know he was right there and you got your Brig. But yeah, we could also go for the Genji as well. I mean, right there. We just wanted the tank off of us. 'Cause yeah, he's probably gonna get healed right here. Okay, you guys get the point. Good job. Nice. Very aggressive play. Honestly, this is fine. Get more aggressive. You just got your ult. Use Javelin Spin, Terror Surge into their team right now. Could have made a play right there. That dude waited for your fortify to end. Wow, nice. Nice bailout by your break, by the way. Good Terror Surge here. That's fine. Okay, you guys get to hold this point a little bit longer. Good job. This is a good play. You see how you're ignoring the Ryan to go for the healers? Do that more. You have the right idea. Just make sure you press fortify, by the way. Yeah. 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 What you're doing right now, this is correct. Absolutely correct what you just did. So from what I'm seeing, you have the right ideas. We're just a little slow to execute them is all. That's it. Like, you can do this whole, like, song and dance with the Rhine if you want. But, like, seriously, as soon as you see just an inch or, like, you know, as soon as you see a pixel of Juno, of Kiriko, of even Genji or Cass off to the side somewhere, you, like, zone in on them. Because this... You figured it out. Just shooting this Rhine isn't going to be the play unless he's the only one left standing. Like right now, okay, fine. Hold the line, hold the line. Yep. Be very careful. Okay. Good javelin, by the way. Right here. You could honestly push into his team. Right here. If you wanted to. He's stuck in here. Because you already have your Tracer, you got your Brig looking at him. He's scared to come out of here. You can definitely do like a sort of pincer, you know, flank on this team right now. Yeah. Rip to your Tracer. Dude, that's a play I would do if I had Terror Surge. Fine. Okay, I mean, when we lost the Tracer, we started losing the fight. You know, there's not really anything you can do about that. We just need to recognize that we just need to back up. Sometimes that just happens. Sometimes someone just gets picked and they're able to capitalize on that, and it becomes overwhelming very, very fast unless you guys have the ults to deal with it, which, looking at your team, you do not. But hey, your Tracer gets back in and she gets a pick. So good job on your Tracer. Now, yeah, definitely think about getting aggressive. Not on the Rhine, though. Not on the Rhine. You're doing it again. You had the right idea before, but all of a sudden, it's like we regressed. I don't know what happened. We're shooting a Rhine for some reason. I guess it's because you see his shield is maybe, but help the Tracer. Help the Tracer. There's your opportunity. He's shielding right now because of the turret, and the pressure of the turret, so we don't have to really worry about Ryan right now. I want you to go back to these supports. Yeah, maybe that Kiriko dies with you and Tracer. Who knows? I appreciate you trying to off angle on the point like this, but nice try. A little too early. Be mindful of the shatter. Remember, has he used chatter in a while? Is what you should ask yourself. When I like tell people they should alt track, I'm not saying like calculate the exact percentage that this character should be at this point in time to get like. I'm not trying to make you be technical. Just seriously, just ask yourself, when's the last time I seen chatter? Has it been a while? Yes. Okay. He probably has it, and you need to be aware of it. Unfortunate. Maybe you were aware of it though. I don't know. You hold on to your Terror Surges too long, in my opinion. You could have honestly popped your Terror Surge there, and you would have had the damage reduction while you're Terror Surging, pulled in that cast, and you probably would have killed him instead of him killing you with the flashbang of all things. So that's a bit of a misplay from me. That's like the second or third time now I've seen you just hold on to this ult for... I don't know why. Like, you fell there, and now... This looks pretty bad. Like, this looks like they could actually close this out here. But they don't, because I can see the replay, but this looked really, really bad. Luckily, your follow-up Terror Surge is good, but you wouldn't have had to do this follow-up Terror Surge at all if we would have just not died and saved ourselves and gotten the cast. Good job there, but yeah, looks like you guys close it out. But yeah, you almost threw that. You almost did. I would thank my team for being able to hold that point without your without you being there on that last bit. You did not have to die to that cast. All right, we're on the final round. Let's see how it goes. Again, this one is just like the first point you played on Samoa, where the point itself is actually a bad spot to be on once you cap it. Once you cap it, get the heck off of this point. There's so much high ground surrounding it. Like if someone goes up here, if someone goes, you know, off angles you through here, if someone goes up here, or over here, like there's so many different angles you can get attacked from. Limit those options to the other team by putting yourself in a better spot. You can play a little bit more forward here because it's a lot more condensed. You can play around the corner, you can play here, and then if they do start pressuring you, pushing you out, okay, slowly back up the point. But even then, I would still probably like back up this way or back up like this way if we have the luxury to. But let's see how you guys play it. Okay. Again, don't always feel like you have to go straight to main. You could have also just gone through the building here or through this little opening. Gone for this Genji as well. Just giving options is all. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. And I'm not talking about your aim. I'm just mean like trying to shoot the Juno. And that's with her movement speed being nerfed, by the way. The glide lost 10% movement speed this season. Good shots there. This is just unfortunate. We need to be mindful where we're at. Like, I understand we're fighting for the point, but you kind of like you're just walking out into the open. That's not what we want to do as tank or as anybody. But yeah, this death was just a little careless, a little too tunnel vision on the break that was low. Again, I understand why, but we just need to be mindful of ourselves and our positioning because we got caught off guard by the Rhine there. Okay, go again. Fine. Good job here. You can almost... Yep. Good kill. The healer. Yes. I would javelin spin through this Rhine to get this Juno. If you got that javelin, that would have been sick. But still, you have this is your chance to be aggressive right now. Right now. You absolutely can follow your philosophy of like, let me kill these second supports. You could have done that. You absolutely could have done that. Instead, we were focusing on Rhine too much, or we hesitated too much, and now I thought you were about to die, but like, be mindful again. You have less than half your HP, and we're doing a wide peek again out of cover. Okay, we're healed now, but I can see the frustration a bit because the Tracer died, Cass was in your face, you almost had him, but then he gets saved by his supports, and you don't get a kill. I do think this is just a go next on this fight because you ended up being out of position, overextended because of that play, and now we're on the back foot. And your healers are doing their absolute best to just keep you alive right now, but okay, you could Terror Surge him so he doesn't charge into your team. Or just kill him. Okay, good. Good. I really wish you wouldn't hesitate so much on your Terror Surge. You kill him there with Terror Surge, because you would have isolated the supports. They won't get close to him. And they'll be scared of dying to your Terror Surge, so maybe they run away, they panic, they leave the Rhine maybe, like, who knows? But you could have had another play there with your Terror Surge. Good javelin, though. That's crazy. This is a crazy Terror Surge. And not a good one, unfortunately. Like, yeah, you did get the Rhine and the Gina, but they just kind of... They get to walk off, but... Looks like your team is able to secure some kills here. You don't have to do this, what you're doing right now. You can just... Could have just kept pushing where you were going and fought this, and you might be saying, well, yeah, but then the Rhine's just gonna follow me. Good. Force him to, like, go after you then, while you get his backline. Like, be mindful of the Reinhardt, but you don't have to sit there and just play this, like, war of attrition with him.
Supercharged and on fire. My Terror Surge is
Alright, well, you guys get it pretty late. See if you guys can hold it. Ouch. Nice javelin. Now, this is weird. You got really scared of the Rhine. Maybe you thought he had Shatter, but he doesn't. But you gave him a lot of space for free. Not just him. Now everyone else is taking the space for free. You have all your cooldowns to hold the space. I don't know why you backed up here. Okay, that was close. Luckily, your Tracer took advantage of that and saw that they were getting aggressive, and she got the break from behind. Fine, this is fine. Yep. Nice try. Okay. You're doing the thing that I told you not to do, which is just sitting on this point. And now they get to sit on the high ground, and had this been a higher ranked game, I assure you more people would be taking advantage of this high ground. And this just feels really bad to try and defend, right? Like, because we're not taking the space ourselves. Your Tracer is absolutely carrying this right now. Absolutely carrying this. It's just unfortunate if you guys do lose this. She's trying her absolute best. Oh my god, that's crazy if you don't get that. Okay, good. I was about to say. That fortify is fine. Juno. Or Genji. There we go. Okay. I was gonna say yes, Terry Surge. I was gonna say Terry Surge after you javelin spin back in, but I'm surprised by that one. Ooh, we're getting chaotic. We're getting chaotic. It looks like you guys do not get this point back, yeah? Unfortunate. Alright, let's look at your stats. Oh, you did pretty well. 28 and 7. 17.5k damage. With well, honestly, mitigation is such a nothing stat. I don't really care about that. But I mean, you did great. Your Tracer also did pretty great, 30 and 8. I mean, honestly, your entire team did fine. And you might be wondering, well, if we all did fine, why the heck did we lose? Especially because that Brig on the other team's aim 10. What the heck? The reason you guys lost this was because the lack of aggression from you. That's honestly one of the biggest parts here. Because of this whole point, you guys were just fighting for this point the whole time. And then when you do actually get it, you just sat right here. And we didn't even try to push them that much into the corner. You gotta deny space. You have to make them work for it. You give them so much free opportunities and free, again, space to just walk to the point. I don't even have to use an ability to get here. I just hold W and wow, we're fighting on the point. That's ideal for us. So before we end this video here, let me make a couple points. Again, going back to your post and just how this game went. You do have the right idea, by the way, of wanting to focus the healers. Correct. However, I watched you multiple times where you had that very opportunity to focus a healer or a support, and you chose not to. Instead, you chose to just shoot Ryan's shield or Ryan himself. And I was wondering why you abandoned your own philosophy, because you were right that there were a couple times you could have done that, and maybe the game turns out differently because of it. Now, you also pointed out how hard it is to do that with Orisa, and you were also right. The only reason why it maybe even felt remotely close to getting some of these supports at times is because this is a close range map. Now, let's say you were playing on something like Havana or Junkertown, where the sight lines are much longer. How are you going to get the supports then if they're playing all the way back there? Are you going to get a DPS all the way back there? Like, what if they have a Widow? You know? Like, too bad, so sad. Is that just the end of me? I mean, you could try to make things work with Orisa, but I really feel like you embody the strategy of what a dive tank does. They go for the healers, they go for the backline. Dive tanks do not sit in the main choke point and duel whatever tank is there, if there is a tank there. No, they're looking for a target that they can jump on or dive, whatever, and they're deleting them. If it's if it's D.Va, they just fly in, they shoot the rockets, and just do all this damage before they can even do anything. And that's why she's such a strong dive tank. So I wouldn't be opposed if you wanted to pick up at least one dive tank into your pool. I'm not saying you have to drop Orisa either. You can fully keep playing Orisa if you want to and have her be this, like, if your team is going for more of a brawl play style or more of a poke play style, where no one wants to really push in, great, you have Orisa that you can fall back to. But if you yourself are like thinking, man, no one's going for these supports, or like I really feel like I could get in there and kill these supports before anything happens to me, you have dive tank mentality and you should consider picking up one of, again, many of the tanks I already suggested. The other critique that I have for you though is your Terra Surges. You are not, you're being too patient with them, I think. There was a lot of times you could have just sent that all on its merry way already, and you probably would have gotten value out of it. At the very least, there's a couple times, or there's at least once where you could have just Terra Surged and not died because of the damage reduction while you're Terra Surging, and that was to the cast on the second point. So that could have been a fatal mistake from you, and you could have easily just lost the game there on round 2 if your team was not able to hold on to the point. Just things to think about. You can keep playing Orisa, and it's actually a good thing you recognize the weakness she has, fix that weakness basically, right? And then if they do start being anti-dive for your, for your dive tank of choice, then you can go, fall back to Orisa. So you have that going for you, which would help you climb a lot more. And I'm not saying you have to pick up every dive tank either. Just literally just pick one. Pick one that you enjoy. And I think that's gonna do it for my like big critiques on this replay. I do think for the most part you played fine. Like your javelins were mostly good. You can't land every single javelin, so I'm not gonna give you flack for that. Your fortifies were mostly good. I didn't think you wasted too many of them. Javelin spins, were also okay. I don't have really anything to critique you on the javelin spins. It's just the Terror Surge I think that bugs me the most. And then we've already pointed out your aim and how you can fix that. But honestly, if you feel like your aim isn't good enough, just go to those workshop codes, or quick match with the intention of like saying, hey, I'm just gonna land as many headshots as I can with the Reese's gun. Or if you want to practice your javelins as well, you're gonna be like, hey, in this game, I'm gonna just try to land as many javelins as I can in this game, and that'll be perfect. But other than that, I hope this advice is helpful for you. Good luck to you on your games and getting out of gold. You definitely can do it. You definitely can. And I think if you add a dive tank to your hero pool and you open up a world of other possibilities and not just having to play Orisa's playstyle and Orisa's, positioning and her limited mobility, then you're going to start seeing a lot more value and a lot more opportunities for you to actually make impactful plays as a tank and not just relying on your DPS or whatever. With that being said, if you have any more questions about just Orisa in general or just tanking in general, feel free to leave a comment on your Reddit post or on this video, either or. I'll do my best to try to answer you. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot. If anyone else has any tank tips or Orisa tank tips for our fellow player, feel free to leave those in the comments down below, but do so nicely. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next replay.